Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us here on the Noon News. I'm Samantha Sullivan. Well, it's a story that's captured the attention of the nation. DNA test results expected today could determine the identity of a teenager who says he's Timothy Pitson, a boy who went missing in 2011 when he was just 6 years old. The teen turned up in Kentucky on Wednesday and told police he'd just escaped his kidnappers. Adriana Diaz reports.
Near, 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 near.
This home video shows a carefree Timothy Pitson just months before the 6-year-old vanished.
Oh, man.
Now, nearly 8 years later, there may finally be a break in the case.
A 14-year-old juvenile, male white, says he was kidnapped from somewhere.
According to a police report, a 14-year-old who identified himself as Timothy Pitson said he fled to Newport, Kentucky Wednesday after escaping 2 kidnappers that have been holding him for 7 years. This photo shows the teen just before police arrived.
He said that he was tired and he's been passed around and he's lost.
The teen allegedly told police he'd been staying at a Red Roof Inn but wasn't sure where. He described the kidnappers as 2 white males with bodybuilder-type builds. One allegedly had a spiderweb tattoo on his neck, the other a snake tattoo on his arms. Timothy was last seen in May 2011. He was spotted on surveillance video at various parks and resorts days after his mother, Amy Fry Pitson, picked him up from his elementary school just outside Chicago. But on May 14th, Amy was found dead in a motel room of an apparent suicide. She allegedly left a note that said Timothy was safe with people who loved him, but would never be found.
She was definitely wrestling with the demons, and the demons were winning.
In 2017, Timothy's father, James Pitson, told Crime Watch Daily that his wife struggled with mental health issues, but he didn't believe she would harm their son.
I can't see her doing that, taking his life. That's just not her.
We always felt very strongly that Tim was alive.
Kara Jacobs is Timothy's aunt. She says they are overjoyed he may have been found, but also scared.
We're still waiting to see that if it is actually Timothy.
The boy's been taken to Cincinnati Children's Hospital where he's being evaluated. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Newport, Kentucky.
Thank you. And back here at home, a Great Falls woman has been sentenced in the death of Stephen Fletcher. Linda Christensen was sentenced to 40 years in prison for the murder. She was also sentenced to 10 years for tampering with evidence. Those sentences will run concurrently. Fletcher was found dead in his home on Lone River Road, March of 2017. Detectives say Christensen told conflicting stories when telling them what happened to Fletcher during the hearing. Christensen said she wished she could take back what happened. A former Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's deputy is back in jail after violating bail conditions. Virgil Wolf is facing 80 counts of sexual abuse of children. Court documents say Wolf called police from the residence of a victim, saying he tried to harm himself. When deputies arrived, Wolf told them he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. His bail is now set at $500,000. The Missoula man accused of driving on the wrong way on the interstate during a high-speed chase appears in court. 29-year-old Kevin Oquist is facing felony criminal endangerment charges. Prosecutors say he drove into a restaurant, then drove the wrong way on Interstate 90, almost hitting several cars. His next court appearance is next week. And a Billings man will spend 15 years behind bars after meth, cocaine, and illegal guns were found during a traffic stop. 31-year-old Alexander Grable was sentenced this week for the 2017 crime. Billings police officers found 1.5 pounds of meth, 26 grams of cocaine, and illegally owned guns. Officers also found a number of ammunition cartridges. Grable had a prior felony conviction, which prohibits him from possessing firearms or ammunition. Well, this week is recognized as No More Violence Week. It focuses on raising awareness and prompting action when it comes to child abuse, substance use, trafficking, predators, and more. One effective violence is secondary trauma. University of Missoula professor and former social worker Dr. Jim Karangi says secondary trauma happens when someone feels the effects or symptoms of another person's tragedy. He says that although it's common, not many people know what it is. He says identifying the underlying reason for the feelings can help with coping.
I think people sometimes have a sense of relief. You know, I can say that when I worked in Alaska as a social worker before becoming a professor, I experienced it, and when I learned what it was, I felt relief, like, oh my God, I know what this is, and there's something I can do about it.
Carnegie says awareness about secondary trauma has grown, and events like No More Violence Week help spark continued conversation. It happens every year, the bird migration out to Freeze-Out Lake, and every spring the treasured event near Shoto draws tens of thousands of visitors. But this year things are going to be a bit different. MTN's Andy Curtis explains why.
I'm Andy Curtis with MTN News here at Freeze-Out Lake between Shoto and Fairfield. And usually the scene behind me would be filled with migrating birds coming up from the southern coastal states, migrating north up into Canada. But that's not the case right now. We were talking with FWP officials earlier today, and they were telling us that because of the lake cold snap, a lot of the water is frozen completely solid on top, and that's causing problems for the birds flying over. You see, they think the water's open, they come down close, find out that it's ice, and then they take back off again, and they go out in search of other open water, usually finding it farther from here. And that means that the bird numbers aren't typically as strong as they usually are here. That also means the amount of people coming out to bird watch in this incredible part of the state isn't as strong as well. But we're hoping that with some warmer weather coming in this next couple of weeks, that might change, even though we are on the tail end of the migrationary period for the birds heading up north. Now, after talking to FWP officials, they were also telling us that this is such a great part of the state for the birds to land because it's the first stop they make on their way up north, and because of a lot of the agriculture surrounding the fields, or the ponds that is, it's a good place for birds to stop, rest, and eat. For MTN News, Andy Curtis.
Thanks, Andy. Well, now we go to Glacier National Park, where the warm weather is creating some challenges for road plowing crews. It usually takes crews 3 months to plow the Going to the Sun road so it can be open for the summer. This year, avalanche danger could slow that process. After plowing, pavement preservation will follow, but each year crews have to pay close attention to changing conditions.
It's a really warm day. They've got to come down because there is too high of an avalanche danger for them to work. On the other hand, we could get a blizzard, and that would also dump a lot of snow up there. They'd have to go back and redo some work.
Ali says Going to the Sun Road will not open before June 21st, which is on par with last season, when it opened on June 23rd. Well, more grizzly bears are emerging from their winter dens along the Rocky Mountain front. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks says a bear management specialist spotted 13 bears during a flight over the region earlier this week, including 8 with radio collars. Because the bears are likely looking for food, now is a good time to remind landowners to secure or get rid of things that may attract these bears. And if you do plan on going out into bear country, carry bear spray and know how to use it. Well, coming up here on the Noon News, a Bozeman ranch helping veterans returning home from service is fighting through an obstacle of its own. We'll show you their progress. But first, Rob Griggs joins us with a look at the forecast as we inch a little bit closer to the weekend. We'll be right back.
Watching MTN News with Samantha Sullivan, Storm Tracker weather with Ed McIntosh, and Farm and Ranch News from the Montana Ag Network. This is the Noon News on Q2, Montana's news leader.